afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, a master of propaganda here of Reich, defender of the fatherland. We're off here to exciting 1 vs 1 on La Glaze between RedxWings fighting für Deutschland, fürs Reich, für the Kampfgruppe Wilhelms versus Rasputin, fighting here for the Soviet Union, for the glory of Comrade Stalin, for the 25th Rifle Corps. We've got shock rifle, shock motor, and gun motor. There's RedxWings has gone straight off for Osttruppen. Dual pioneer start there, and following up with Osttruppen. That way he can grab a lot of territory initially, plus lay down some barbed wire. So obviously, I mean, we got here already as an idea. There we go, quickly follow up with Morrison. Also noting, by the way, he's got no infantry coming up, meaning the Osttruppen will be completely defenseless versus any kind of scout car, since they've got access to no Panzerfausts. Meanwhile, we're just seeing infantry arriving for Rasputin. The pioneers also moving up the left side. The pioneers moving up for the fuel. In fact, looks like RedxWings here is heading for both fuel points right off the bat, whereas we're seeing Rasputin actually going for both munitions points. Some sort of interesting startup there. Looks like he's basically up to connect both fuel points, and that way it's not just his 9, and he's actually home to sort of gain as much fuel initially over his opponent. So rather interesting there, rather interesting. Third Osttruppen squad. I mean, it's quite a rare to see someone actually goes heavily into Osttruppen without getting an infantry company as well. So in that regard, RedxWings must be reasonably confident that his opponent's not going to say go for a special rifle command and then it's some scout cars. In which case, I mean, RedxWings would be in a lot of trouble. Looks like we're going to have the first game here on the right hand side. Pioneers versus Conscripts. Conscripts moving up. Most of the guns there firing into the Pioneers. Meanwhile, here on the left side, we got another engagement versus Osttruppen. Osttruppen that in heavy cover, so they should have a reasonably good advantage there versus the Engineers. Also noting, by the way, he's got bulletins for the Osttruppen and the Pioneers, making them both harder to hit. Quick bit of wire down there, plus a bulletin for cheaper mines. More Conscripts moving up there, Pioneers hanging about. We got no further Osttruppen there supporting, though they could move up. And there you go, wired off. At the same time, they're also getting Rush Pioneers out trying to move into support. But will it be in time? Will it be in time? There we go, Yuri's down, but so is Boris and Vasily. We got 4 Osttruppen squads versus 4 Conscripts plus 2 Pioneers versus 2 Engineers. In that regard, RedxWings so far has actually got numerical superiority on the battlefield. Rather rarely for any Wehrmacht player. Looks like he's won the west side. Here on the east, though, we got the Conscripts there engaging the Pioneers. More troops. Interesting enough, he's running into the building here. I'm not entirely sure, since it's not actually that effective, since there's only one guy that can shoot up from the front here, so it's a bit of a peculiar choice right there by Rasputin. Not entirely sure there what he's thinking, but it's certainly only going to help RedxWings right there. Pioneers being held off again, another squad there. They might want to shift their cover to something a bit more appropriate, because they are here in a bit of a chance of being nicely flanked. For example, up here behind the wreckage of that M31. Shoot away. And there you go, Conscripts actually falling back here. Not entirely sure here what Rasputin is thinking. And you got 3 Pioneers up for him versus, well, Rasputin was not quite nearly that much. Conscripts actually forced back. Their assault faltered in the face of the Osttruppen.
Are ready to deploy.
So many Osttruppen. We're actually seeing a bunker going up here. I think he's actually going to sort of dig in around the western viewpoint with the machine gun bunker. Now that's pretty bolty as well, of course. I mean, Rasputin could easily counter this by just going up here, going for this point that way, cutting more from the fuel here, and then otherwise just flanking behind it with a demo charge of flamethrower. Meanwhile, push here for the right fuel, where RedxWings so far is a lot weaker. He doesn't quite need as many troops stationed there, and there's only one Osttruppen squad, which is already getting torn apart. The Pioneers are moving, sort of trying to assist here. There we go, pushed off the field. And there we go, mana lost there. Another one bites the dust. No doubt RedxWings will be shedding any tears over that. And there you go, we got an MG42 bunker actually covering the western field point. Bold stuff, bold stuff. Osttruppen Pioneers moving in. Nothing further here going on in the base. I mean, it is a lot of manpower, of course, is investing into this, and certainly there will also be a bit of an upkeep in that regard. Got push here for the car punch, looks like. Rasputin has realised what's going on. So he should probably reinforce it with more troops over there. Got RedxWings responding with quite a few Austrians. At the same time, we got troops up here. They're going to exchange the machine gun bunker. And right, he's also getting sort of swarmed over. In that regard, Rasputin here basically sort of leaving his troops, well, too spread out. It's actually allowing RedxWings greater numbers to be used against him. So, rather interesting and rather different strategy there from RedxWings. Then again, RedxWings is not exactly known for going for the typical strategies. And there you go, conscript up by the machine gun right there, pushing back the conscripts. Points there being secured rather rapidly once more for the fatherland. Rasputin's pushed there, sadly, did not succeed anything great. We've got another unit on the way, and again, machine gun bunker there, putting a stop to anything here. You probably should quickly find that out and stop moving up here until he's cleared that bunker out. Otherwise, he's just going to be wasting a lot of manpower. Constantly engaging pioneers. A bit more windows here, so he does have a chance. He actually pops out in this case out in the open, getting further close to the pioneers. That, there we go, does force RedxWings to pull back. He will then follow up with a move here that could cut off the fuel point here. Interesting enough, RedxWings is not bunkering down here as well. He could do that. Meanwhile, instead we got Tech. In fact, he's rushing for tier 3. He's making a tier 3 rush after this very violent and heavy tier 1 opening there. Very interesting, very interesting. Meanwhile, goes from here versus conscripts. Mind also they inflicted. Also being pushed back.
The HQ has been upgraded.
Still holding it back a bit. But now RedxWings can get a support armor core. And again, we're talking within the first 7 minutes of the game. That's definitely not very often seen. But basically sort of mostly holding on here to the west hand side more focused. Again, we got a bunker, we got the larger concentration of Ostrom, and we are seeing some troops moving over here, but again, less overall less to sort of hold them up. And again, moving here for the car point, and there goes sandbags up. Better, better. More troops moving up to support as well here. Looks like he might be able to sort of block off at least one fuel point still. We still got the other one, thusly providing RedxWings. And of course, it's most likely going to go for an Austrian, since it's really, I mean, again, it's 7 minutes, and Austrian Rush is going to be the best in that regard. Rasputin is going to get probably going for a mortar. And you can see in the mortar, it does make sense, but a field gun probably would have been better. But of course, he's not sure of that, probably.
We are losing a sector.
He is not aware of RedxWings' machinations in the dark, even as he moves more Austrian to die for the fatherland, like pawns in a chess table. And there we go. Also being burned up, they got some ultras there, certainly adding in a bit more incendiary goodness versus the traitors of the motherland. Pioneers hanging about there. Pioneers flanking in here, by the way. No flammable air for them, but still, 2 Pioneer squads can actually tear parts of the country. Got there, go forced away. A lot of firepower here, a lot of firepower leaving behind the single engineer squad. At the same time, they got further pressure here. Also being caught out in the open. Flamethrowers moving out. You're actually seeing the western flank in a lot of trouble now. He just actually needs to flank about here. Get behind the bunker with a demo charge or something. Knock it out. He's easily got the munitions forward, so I definitely think he should do it. That would allow him to sort of rapidly secure that. Meanwhile, though, we got continued pressure here now moving forwards. Pioneers and Ostrom, they're fighting on despite horrific losses. Faith in Deutschland propels them onwards to final victory, perhaps. Almost got the Pioneers there, more troops flanking in now. He does not continue through here again. I feel that might be a mistake. Oh well, either way. More forces run off. And he couldn't then make a move here for the fuel. And still he's got here, and this is basically a blocking position, and I'm thinking, he's figuring, you know, if he can't get directly, he can at least ensure his opponent got benefit from. But again, a quick flank, demo charge, and he could easily get it. But now someone needs to keep up the pressure. We've got a mortar course line with the artillery support here, and RedxWings is moments away from getting out an Austrian. At 9 minutes and we pulled one in. I mean, he could go for a stew, but an Austrian simply would have the higher shock effect here. Pioneers pushed off. And we got shock rifle there, we got shock troops on the way for Rasputin. Not what I recommend, and certainly it's not going to help him too much at the moment. As a flak Panzer IV Ostwind is called in, one of 3 flak Panzers based on the Panzer IV. There was the Wirbelwind as well, and the Möbelwagen, which is actually the more produced out of the 3, but also the one that generally sees less attention directed towards it, interestingly enough. And he does tend to sort of get well, forgotten in comparison to its other brethren in the Flak Panzer class. There were also other variants. One of the most produced was actually based on the Panzer 38T, had a 2cm flak cannon, that was known as the Gepard. There's also moving up here, but rather poor position here. Cover, of course, is directionals when they cut. They're not really getting any cover, they're still getting the post. There you go, shock projector moving in, just cutting them down. Right now, Rasputin here's got most of the map. Fuel mining bar will be good to cover the fuel, but always getting more points, and probably still say he's trying to get the other fuel point as well. But there you go. He's not a trouble though. He got the field gun out, but a Flak Panzer's also arrived. There's not really a lot to stop it. There's no anti-tank grenade. He needs to be careful there with the field gun. Need to be careful with it. If he moves too close, the Flak Panzer will be able to flank it and kill the crew easily, handing it over there to RedxWings and Deutschland. In this case, though, RedxWings gets a bit skittish, pulls it back. Meanwhile, more pioneers rushing in towards the fuel point, which has been briefly secured here by the Soviet Union. Nice moving over here to clear out the position there. There we go. In that regard, he should have done more to sort of take the points and again knock that bunker out. I do feel that has been a larger miss there by Rasputin. Meanwhile, RedxWings comfortable with it. Continues to replace the Osttruppen, pulled in from a nearby security division most likely, where they did have a tendency of serving in one capacity or the other. As the war progressed, of course, they were deemed less and less reliable. They were generally sort of seemed to go to supply duties and the likes, which meant they were generally less likely to fight. So, a few fun facts there, But a mix of infantry support weapons here for Rasputin. Osttruppen trekking forwards, Flak Panzer moving up there to fight some vicious fire support there. And fuel point ones being lost. It's right. We got mines up by the way, so in this case, RedxWings was quite aware there might be a chance of mines. Good. And we got the officer up here for RedxWings, the officer. Can certainly use there to boost his troops' combat performance, so a good choice there. Good choice. Left falling here to the Wehrmacht. Here you go.
New units are ready to deploy. Ready, yes. The enemy is taking our territory.
And Osten advancing.
Incoming fire.
Field gun needs to be ready to counter the Flak Panzer where it's going to hit, which rather means he can has to keep it in a sort of more reserved position. Right here in the left flank, shock troops on top, there's the Flak Panzer opens up, 13 meter high close round civilians, and at the same time we got a larger counter attack here. Lots of Osttruppen moving up, likely there we go, officer moving up support as well, allowing him to sort of get the most out of his Osttruppen. So we've got plenty of concentrate to try and counter them, and concentrated fire. Come on, RedxWings, für Deutschland. There we go, concentrated fire. And the Osttruppen will be deadlier even so. And of course the officer also benefits from it. Another field gun on the way for Rasputin. One Osttruppen squad that's all been pushed back. Rumors been lying dead there amongst the broken barrels. Almost 52 there, almost 52. More troops reinforcing here. And over here, Flak Panzer's moving away. Looks like at least they should try and hold back the advance against the fuel point. Even those troops are still, well, fighting against RedxWings here on the left side, although they might be pushed off here by a valiant sacrifice from the Osttruppen, then again maybe not, as shock troops engineers now moving in, flushing out the remainders. But there you go, comes to the trouble. Flak Panzer arrives to ruin the day. And getting a Sturmgeschütz there, RedxWings beginning to worry about enemy armour. Not a bad idea though. Oh, noting here, Rasputin has not checked out whatsoever. I mean, it's partly probably due to the fact he's got barely any fuel, but of course one could worry he might try and play there for doctrinal armour, which again, considering the fuel is actually also problematic. He's still forgotten the bunker there, he's still forgotten about the bunker. At the very least, he's going to make a move for it, lay down the smoke screen first. Your motor can do that. RedxWings gaining control back here with his solid Osttruppen tactics and his Flak Panzer, making any movement here for Rasputin's infantry a lot more painful and difficult. Teleman's going down here again. We are seeing now increased worry here from RedxWings about enemy vehicles. And of course, again, despite having a huge fuel advantage, I mean, RedxWings is taking no chances. I mean, with the fuel here, I mean, so far all he could have gotten is maybe a half track. I mean, he's got tons of munitions, by the way, in that regard. You know, Rasputin's rather, I think, failed to sort of make good utilisation of, say, mines or demo charge there to sort of make things miserable there for RedxWings. Definitely a bit of a missed opportunity. There's Drums just bringing support here, the Black Panther. Engineers in the fire, we got flamethrower duels here. As fire pours in and out of the streets. Pioneers not taking. Oh, good lord! One hell of a shot there from the Stuke, annihilates the entire engineer unit. Mortality clarified in a single strike. And a flamethrower drop there. Also might secure it. Controlling up there with the field gun support, was he actually pushing back the Panzer there, down to half health. Still no sign of any upgrade there, or anything from Rasputin there. He seems to be sort of, again, wearing the fear. We packed my plane for the eyes too. Meanwhile, RedxWings will be able to bring in more and more armor. And he's still not doing anything about that bank. I mean, in that regard, I do feel to a certain extent from Rasputin here, there's been a lack of focus. I mean, it's sort of just been a bit hither and thither. There's not really been any attempt to sort of just dig in around one fuel point at the very least, which is actually making things easier for RedxWings. And his larger forces, he's just only able to creep here and there. And he's also been able to make good use of the bunker then, because from Rasputin, there's no real concerted effort of just, say, you know, clearing it out. So that rather makes it easy here for RedxWings to rush around, and then add in the Flak Panzer and the Stuke. He's actually had a reasonably solid mobile force in some regards, which is surprising again due to the Ostrom and the air requirement for cover. So I mean, it's pretty interesting. Again, it's very much relying on the fact he's got a larger squad count than his opponent, at least for the initial part. And again, Rasputin just sort of keeps running about. And attacking the damage at the Indian. Also, there's a shock troopers loss been inflicted. Advancing through the streets there, the shock troopers were themselves assault engineers, by the way. And not just troopers, so little fun fact there, little fun fact. Earlier field gun moving about in a rather awkward manner, kind of spot here. They could be rushed here by the Flak Panther. We do have anti-tank grenades here though from Rasputin, which should help damage the engine there, certainly keep it a bit more on the back foot. And he's moving up the force with the engineers. Back moving up there. Got a bit of larger push again on the right flank. He's got by way another field gun, so managed to keep more. But again, there's no real focus around the fuel points. And again, partly denying it, but also ensuring, you know, he gets some. We've got a heavy panzer core out here for RedxWings now. It's a heavy panzer core. He's basically sort of going a bit high up there. Interesting to note, then one Flak Panzer wants to then tag up. A Sturm Panzer right now would actually be a good choice. Ostrom there, annihilated. A minor loss here for RedxWings though. A minor loss considering what he's got on the field. In fact, it was just Ostrom who were killed. Veterans run there for the Flak Panzer field setting up. Something pushed back there. Still holding on there, need to get that fuel, come on. Rasputin, don't forget about the fuel. Stuke bombarding, Flak Panzer bombarding, field gun need to turn out to deal with it. We've got the officer moving up as well, by the way. Also inspiring the Flak Panzer there by shouting at it. Shoot faster, Dummkopf. They're only Russians. Nothing further going on there. At least you're getting the right hand side again. Moving up there, dealing with the Ostrom and the Pioneers. Grenade added here, and there we go. Full retreat. Full retreat. A tide of green rushes away from the Ostrom, from the shock troops, I mean. Pendulum machine gun barrier on the Stuke, increasing its firepower. And Pioneers pushed off from there as well.
Lieutenant Colonel, at your command.
Bunker actually took some damage now though, but still hasn't finished off until last hit. Well, RedxWings repaired. He could try, of course, with smoke grenades in front of it, but again, there's lack of smoke there from Rasputin as well. Fresh Ostrom replacement there. Officer pushed away. Though he did survive, Dietrich though did not. He died for the Vaterland while Oberleutnant Benjamin makes the way.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Legging it rather, as much as you can through the deep snow. Do something about that. And we got a KV-8, so he actually went for a doctrinal flamethrower tank right now. I mean, that's only going to lay the IS-2, and I mean, in the longer term, I'm not so sure that's going to be a good idea. I mean, we've already got a Stug on the field here. Of course, without the Panzerfaust, there's less we can do to damage the engine. We're still not a bit worried about that. Much of the Pioneers wipe, we got field gun on the Stug, forcing away. He's bombarding it. He could just draw out the KV-8 and burn it to crisp. There you go, KV-8 flamethrower tank. Panzerwerfer on the way for RedxWings. Panzerwerfer adding in some rocketry there. The KV there burning away, Ostrom sent running. No intent still being flambéed. But right now, I mean, that is certainly a hard counter here to what the majority of RedxWings forces are composed of, which is rather, squishy infantry. So, I mean, that could easily, break off a lot of assaults and certainly give Rasputin a bit more to work with. Meanwhile, Blackpant's a bit in trouble. Still need to clear up that bunker, We've got the Stug here on the hunt, though it does need a few repairs. I mean, if another encounter with a field gun, it's probably not going to last much longer.
Half track has arrived.
And there we go, the Panzerwerfer mobilizes.
Ostrom awaiting orders.
Ostrom officer moving out. Shock troop was rather low on health. More Pioneers on the way for RedxWings. We got the KV moving up, burning at the Ostrom. Still no Panzerfaust here again, so he's got pretty much enough from here to damage the engine of it, allowing it to again to operate very freely versus the infantry in that regard. RedxWings' early decision there, which of course allowed to go out on territory, might give him some resource advantage that has also left him rather vulnerable to the KV-8. And in fact, any sort of more rushy vehicles. So many men burnt to toast. Meanwhile, Pioneers moving up, but they're rather getting engaged heavily, taking quite some losses there as well. Still, lots of munitions for Rasputin. He's not really using it. No incendiary barracks, more importantly, no mines, no demo charges. And he's still doing nothing about that bloody bunker. But it's time here for the Midgame analysis counter chase. No, again, Rasputin, despite everything, is getting back territory. He is beating up RedxWings a bit. He's forcing him back. The KV certainly helping with that. He's got field guns, he's got mortars, he's got a lot of infantry. In fact, he's got 3 shock trooper squads. I think he'd benefit more from another mortars and maxims or another field gun. I think the 3 shock trooper squads is rather severely pushing it in terms of manpower. I mean, hell, a few fuel caches would in fact be a very good choice, considering the fact he's having a hard time getting it. So, I mean, yes, again, fuel caches, not 3 shock trooper squads. I mean, that's also sets them up rather for some heavy bleed in particular versus the flak panzer, but also potentially, of course, versus the Panzerwerfer. That thing really gets going. And also note here, Bob, he drove it up reasonably close to ensure there's as minimal spread on as possible, ensuring it's a lot more lethal. In this case, it only got 4 killed, but still, as the game progresses, of course, it could just get more unpleasant. But, nice little combo then. Again, that got fuel caches would do Rasputin here a lot better, but also knock out that bunker and get that fuel point. He could have done this, 10 minutes ago. I'm not too impressed with that. For RedxWings, of course, we've got again another rather novel strategy involving a lot of Ostrom, Pioneers, an officer, and of course a mix of armour here. The Flak Panzer, the Stug, and the Panzerwerfer, of course, is sort of getting slightly countered. Of course, another option right now, probably go to go with Stug. That would certainly help there versus the KV-8, also apply further pressure to the infantry. Versus the field guns, I mean, the Panzerwerfer is an option, but I probably would have preferred seeing a Stug on Panzer. I mean, that would really help versus the infantry, and could also nicely deal with the field guns, but that, of course, is my opinion. A field cache or a munitions cache could help him out, though. I think a fuel cache would be the best. I mean, if ever really needs munitions, you could always then trade fuel for munitions. Otherwise, not really so much to comment on there. I mean, again, he's overall sort of keeping up good pressure, using his numbers, though they are beginning to sort of bleed out. But again, the way sort of Rasputin is trying to defend, it does leave some openings there for the RedxWings here and there, and certainly also with the armor and the flak panzer, when he's got a lot of potential to do damage and bleed him out. It's really up to Rasputin to sort of think out a better defensive strategy and use some of all that munition again. It's 586. Get some mines down. Get some demo charges down. Just do something with it. Anyways, back to the fight. Back to the fight. Also in a bit of trouble. Pioneers going up here. Conscripts have quick to respond there. Molotov would be good. Molotov would be good. Officer moving up. Straight into shock troops, not good. And there goes Stu opening up. Sturmgeschütz opening up. Almost Veterans 1. Black Panther fires away. And there we go. Veterans 1, 7 kills. And almost 52 there on the Flak Panther. That's going to make things more miserable there for Rasputin as it gains a higher rate of fire. Still no munitions used. Come on, mate. Again, there's plenty of uses for it at the moment. Hell, even a few barrages and saying some advancing hostile would be a good choice. KV8, they're getting ready to move forwards. Power cables are broken. There you go, Ostorm in a lot of trouble. Ooh, nice target weak from there from the Stuka. Heat round goes through the side, stuns the crew as they're covered in some rather hot molten stuff. And almost 52 there on the Sturmgeschütz, almost 52 already. And he's actually getting in their second Stuka there for increased firepower. But again, note here, actually we got a large force of Rasputin here, not really doing much there. Of course, he's probably expecting assault, but even then, he could probably afford to sort of switch some force here to deal with the threat there, and then he can always bounce back and deal with the other side. Quick hands up. There for barrage, straight on the units here. Good lord! That's 14 men. I mean, note again, he's not too far away. He doesn't try to fight as far away as he can. He just sort of tries to get as close as he can without something much. But that was just devastating. 18 kills. Veterans, he won. That's... good lord. Obviously a bit of trouble there. It's large amounts of Russian is moving in. There he goes. He's finally sort of moving it a bit more, switching a bit more around. K1 being repaired. They're almost Veterans who won. But still, nothing being done about this. Nothing. A bit disappointing then. Rasputin. Though for RedxWings so far, this has been an absolutely excellent bunker. I mean, he's absolutely paid off for him, I imagine, several times over. And how much fuel it's given him, but also denied to the enemy.
Assault gun standing by.
Troops rebuilding, enforcing. Second Sturmgeschütz ready, getting a pin bomb machine gun as well there.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
Ostorm moving up here, engaging conscripts. Veterans of 3 and Veteran 2. Conscripts doing what they can, but they ultimately are gunned in that number. There we go, conscripts flanking in. They should try and get up and get off a Molotov on the Ostorm, forcing them away. And there we go, there we go. And in the retreat path as well, cheeky, cheeky. But a large armoured complement here from RedxWings. Apparently the Kampfgruppe has been supported by a nearby Panther division. Perhaps the Großdeutschland. Or perhaps this first Panzer division. Mortar though, Veteran 2, and there we go, another Panther over barrage. Again, might be aiming here for the most troops. On this case, straight for the field gun, wiping it. Another devastating barrage right there. I mean, he's really getting the most out of it. More shots from gun. They come straight to line up over the Flak Panther and the Stugs. Heavy bombardment there against the German Russian. There we go. Veteran 2. Field gun recruit here by shock troopers. Fires back there, gets off a good hit. Centre victory point being taken here by the officer. Got also coming up support. Right flank, seeing not much. I mean, he could still try and apply a bit of pressure there. I mean, that got Rasputin to a certain extent does feel a bit passive. Sort of expecting whatever RedxWings is sort of trying to do an excellent job beat, and then hopes he can sort of then move on to be a bit more offensive. And he's got the resources for the ice, so he just needs to get them the manpower. I mean, he's got plenty of fuel for it, except he's actually got too much population right now. That's a bit awkward there for him. And again, we just sort of seeing on that regard, you know, Rasputin strategy is beginning to sort of show several holes in it. We've got better too by the officer if he makes it back. Also when they're pushed away, Stu bombarding again and again. But watch RedxWings go for next Panther, Sturmpanzer. Oh, looks like the K-18's finally moving up there to knock out the bunker. Only took him, what, almost what, 25 minutes, 20 minutes?
Forward structure under attack.
And there you go.
I'm hit.
An MG42 bunker is finally down. Trooping out there trying to hunt it down. There you go, another barrage. Howson!
Enemy squad down.
Why does he bunch up his troops so much? 33 kills, good lord. KV hit top of the Stooks, one got a damage engine though. Target weak pomming off there, but it seems to be pulling back there due to engine damage. Maybe a worry about the field gun. Same time Ostrom hit, failing in their assault. They're a bit reckless there, but RedxWings just end on Ostrom for that. They're rather getting cut apart here. I imagine RedxWings just going, well, you know, it's only Ostrom. Got another Austrian for RedxWings. Another Austrian, very interesting. I mean, there's still a lot of infantry, but alright. Certainly works, I imagine. But now that punch has only get worse, though, of course, thanks to Vetri 2, which just makes it more accurate, but also decreases the cooldown between each barrage. At least you can get the other fuel point now, the one that is a bit closer. A small victory there for Rasputin, at the same time coming in through the gaping hole in the church walls. Breaking into the area. At the same time, your field gun with KV8 support here. Nasty duel. And another punch of effort barrage. Another one. In this case, looks like Rasputin's learned his lesson. Field gun crew, though, still annihilated. And that was a full shock trooper crew, by the way. That's quite expensive to reinforce. And the field gun got wrecked. This is just not going too well here for Rasputin at the moment. Also now pushed away. Victory point wise, though, Rasputin is in the lead though. That's really his only advantage at the moment, that he's got the victory point lead versus RedxWings. And beyond that, the RedxWings are simply able to, through his strategy, been able to sort of gain an armoured dominance. That's a bit rarely seen from the Wehrmacht in this manner. And again, he's getting closer to the IS-2, but again, he's not saving up manpower for it. He should just save up for it and just get it when he can. Instead, he's delaying it, No! My God! 51 kills! Molten field gun crew wiped! 51 kills! Almost veterancy free! I haven't seen a Panzerwerfer that effective in ages! And at this rate, I'm going to have to suspect RedxWings of witchcraft! Selling his soul to the devil! This time, though, it missed. Because there's nothing there to hit. But eventually 2 Sturmgeschütz. Easily taking minor losses. Flak Panzer moving up, Panzer moving in.
Ready for orders. At your command. Infantry contact. Hostage.
And Panzer rushed off.
Panzer here. Our foes have 300 points remaining. Increase your efforts.
Point there secured.
Yeah. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. You have a rocket target? Stuck here. Officer reporting.
And it fires again. Good lord. It's not a Panzerwerfer, that's a Hellwerfer. But it seems like he's saving up for the IS-2 now. Took him long enough there as well. Handy again. Planned a bit better. Probably could have hit out sooner. Now he's going to go up against some Stooks, including one Veteran 2, which actually means, well, it's going to be a bit tougher, but mostly it's a rate of fire and target weak point that's going to be from there for any IS-2. Black Panther bombarding. Flak Panzers bombarding. There you go. Finally calling in incendiary barrels. It took him how long before he began using it? And that guy again, he's flooding so much munitions. Another devastating barrage on the way, I ain't wait yet. Veterancy free, 60 kills. Veterancy free, 60 kills. And there guys who charges forwards, misses the Panzerwerfer. Yuri, what are you aiming? Black Panther there takes one hit there from the eyes too. It's 1 with a gun. Rifle core there's finally received some heavy armor and can finally work versus the enemy armor. KV-8 needs to get on the move there as well. Playing rather conservatively we have the IS-2 it seems. We got mines going down here, telemines here for RedxWings to blow up any advancing vehicles. RedxWings making good use of munitions. Rasputin not really at all. Well, we've got a huge good over the IS-2. That's something Pioneers got wiped. Very small victories moving forwards. But there you go, target weak point. IS-2 they're getting hammered by shots. Shot fired, horribly missed, horribly. And there you go, another shot there from the Stroop going through. Halfway towards Veteran Fleet, we got field guns moving up here for Rasputin. Now the Pioneers got the rank to replace some of the ones lost, but really a lot of armor here for RedxWings, a lot of armor. And he could actually get a Panther if you can hold up for long enough. Or if Rasputin held up for long enough, could be just as well what's said. Needs more engineers to help repair it. Needs to get more aggressive with the KV-8 as well. I mean, really, one of the problems for Rasputin is he's basically holding back too much at a time at certain critical junctures. For example, again, KV-8's not really doing much, despite having spent quite a bit of resources on that as well. I mean, 445 fuel is not exactly small change when you're considering he's barely had access to any of the fuel points for a long part of the match. Yet the way he's holding it back, rather, makes it only worse. Another Panther of Barrage in this case. Wipes another unit. Another squad sent to the great big Soviet in the sky. There you go. Telemine went off, almost along the officer. The officer himself close to Veteran. Black Panther falling back. Officer survives that. At the same time, comes to engage with the Black Panther. Rasputin finding a bit more on the offensive move again. Need to be careful, they've got Stooks bombarding. At the same time, Rasputin exposing his rear to the Stooks. Need to be careful, 4-6, 4-6. He could probably try and rush them and maybe at least force them a bit further away. But over here, things are not looking too good. Coming to the centre with some barely alive shot troopers. 67, and it's almost getting ready to fire again. Almost ready again. That's got to be the most insane Panzerwerfer I've ever seen. This is the Panzerwerfer of legends. Stuff of nightmares. For the enemy, that is. And there you go, another target being prepared for the Stroop. Almost fetching fleet, almost fetching fleet.
You have a rocket target? You need something? Panzerwerfer is ready for action.
Fetching fleet. Absolutely insane. So many kills on a Panzerwerfer.
It's done.
Firing again. Straight into Rasputin's area there. 72 kills. Only got 5 this time. Only 5 men called onwards to the next realm. And again, we just see this. He's not entirely sure what to do. It seems he's just really trying to move forward, but he can't. He can't. He needs more armor, but again, Rasputin rather chose poorly. He set himself up for heavy armor, but the way things are set up, he can't do that. He can't support with field guns either because these ungodly Panzerwerfer will just crush them in the cruise. I mean, basically, RedxWings is also sort of to counter the usual Soviet metagame and essentially just launching them call-ins. Another target weak point there. Almost 53, almost 53. Half health there for the KV-8 as well. Closing a bit too. And there you go. Veteran Fleet, higher rate of fire, higher mobility. And there you go, another Panzerwerfer barrage. Didn't kill too many this time. Out still 75 kills. 25 from 100. And a Panther arrives as well. 1 Panther, 2 Ostwinds, 2 Stooks, 1 Panzerwerfer.
The enemy is Victor.
Christ almighty. And also been taking a hit there from the IS-2, closing in on Vengeance 1, but sadly again it hasn't been able to do much either.
The enemy is
Has not been able to do much either. And there goes Stooks moving in, trying to get it. Damage engine, target weak point. Field guns moving up. Stooks taking heavy hits from the IS-2, sadly he's arming. Victory 2 can't bounce off. There goes Stooks, knocked out. Where's the Panzerwerfer barrage? Almost there. Right here, I think RedxWings might have got a bit too confident. He's wasting the Stooks. He's wasting the precious Stooks. Panther rolls forward. Panzerwerfer firing. Hitting the IS-2 and the infantry nearby, but ignoring the field gun. Stoop there with the damage engine almost not, and there we go, knocked out as well. IS-2 though also barely holding on. Main gun destroyed. Stun crew. IS-2 down. Panther barely working then. There's barely anything left. He's down to KV-8 a field gun. And some infantry. Panther driving through the flesh, he's got a damaged engine. KV-8 in trouble here as well. Switching out to the 45mm gun. Panther with a rearmor hit. KV-8 down. Panther with a destroyed engine now. Flak Panzer moving out. He's still got the Flak Panzer. He's still got the field gun. Oh, the Panther. There we go. Panther wrecked. Just closing in on the IS-2, but troops are not really much alive. Victory points are ticking down here. Plus the Panzerwerfer is still haunting the battlefields.
Withdrawing fire. The enemy is down to 75 points.
And we got a veterancy fleet officer as well for RedxWings. My god. So much death and destruction, so much carnage. Field guns there being wrecked by the Flak Panzer. Panzerwerfer versus the base. 81 kills. The kill count just keeps rising. And looks like our Soviet player is blaming it on the map. I'm afraid it's not quite that. Anyways, IS-2 number 2 arriving. There's pretty much nothing from RedxWings tech to stop it, but can he actually manage to turn the tide here with less than 50 points left? More Ostrom arriving here, but still no infantry company, still no Panzerfaust. Black Panther lost his main gun, Ostrom rushing forward at the same time, gun Nolan rushing around in the base, just murdering what is left there for Rasputin. Murdering it outright. Almost fetching the three there, we got the IS-2 moving in. Bushka, machine gun Panther says breaking away Ostrom, and there we go another Panzerwerfer barrage, annihilating further Russian infantry. 88 kills. 12 away from 100. And Flak Panzer's kaput, but 10 points left. There's no way he can return from this now. Not when RedxWings basically pinned him in the base from the last 50 points there as well. Bunker going up here as well. Got one here up as well. RedxWings taking 0 chances, and there we go. Game over. A loss for the Soviet Union, a victory for the Wehrmacht. Crazy at that. Veterans are free. Panzerwerfer with 88 kills, veteran free Stooks, veteran free officers, so many Ostrom, so much in general. It's a very interesting fight from RedxWings' perspective. I mean, from the Soviet perspective, it was pretty much just the usual meta game, try and play for heavy call-ins, but again, we just saw how RedxWings' strategy basically hard countered it like nothing else. Again, he just rushed the Ostrom out. He didn't go for Panzerfaust, but because he didn't worry about the scout cars. He probably didn't have to worry about any armor either, so he just took most of the map that way. The conscripts couldn't keep up with that way. At the same time, he tried to hold everything, which also then hurt further Rasputin there. And of course, he just rushed for armor, because again, he didn't really need anything from Tier 2, because again, there was nothing to worry about. So he just dominated the field, and again, while he could fight back, he could sort of, hold the terrain. At the same time, though, as the game kept on going, RedxWings just added more and more armor until the point when finally cut an IS-2, it simply couldn't advance. Then throwing the Panzerwerfer, and all his elements were just being absolutely pounded into the ground, hammered, sundered by the Panzerwerfer of God, or whatever deity works behind that one. Absolutely insane on that regard. This was basically a hard counter. I mean, the only sort of real mistake was basically the Stuka, the Panzer there. There's that one field gun, which rather gave Rasputin a chance of getting back to the game. He hadn't lost at IS-2, but again, a lot of sort of cheating mistakes there for Rasputin. But again, very interesting stuff. And again, it partly again came down to the strategy that basically just absolutely wrecked Rasputin. So there you go. And hopefully people are going to these over the way RedxWings played, because I think there's a lot of sort of interesting bits there to sort of keep in mind. Again, I think, you know, he's rather showed, you know, the Panzer actually does got something. But again, remember, decent range, don't keep it too far away, get it as close as possible, then barrels away. Then when he gains more vets, you gain 22, you can sort of further move over, but still, 88 kills, vet 23 Panzerwerfer. My God. So anyways, there you go. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, hopefully gave you some ideas for your matches. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. That's an order. If not, you know, send a new player and find some feedback in the comment section. If this is Imperial Engine, cheers and thank you for watching. Bye.